Hello you guys, it's Karen and I'm here to review this. This is the Lash Liner by Kat Von D. And I wanted to come and review it because there's so many videos out there, and I have to say a lot of them, most of the ones I've watched, are negative about this lash liner, which is basically a waterline liner. And that kind of sparked my curiosity, because all of the ones that people have said are amazing waterline liners over the years have not worked for me at all. They've done the complete opposite. And so I thought, let me try this, because maybe if it doesn't work for everybody else, it will work for me. And I know from your comments over the years that there are people like me that just haven't been able to find a waterline liner. So I thought, let me try it out. So before I talk to you about it, let me put in my demos of me applying it and showing you how long it lasted and talking through, and then I'll come back and tell you my final thoughts. So I'm going to apply this today to my upper waterline and not lower waterline. I have got eyeshadow on my lower lash line. I say lash line. I think she's called it a lash liner because I suspect you wouldn't be able to get away with calling it a waterline liner, because you shouldn't really put anything on your waterline. So you should really be putting it as close as possible to your lash line, so towards the outer part of your waterline, if you like. And the way it describes to put it on is to dot, what does it say? Stamp, draw or dot. So you don't wipe it on, you just sort of press it into your eye. And that definitely seems to be the way to get the most pigment. I'm just going to see if I can get you closer. In fact, if you wipe it on, I don't seem to get any colour at all. So I'm just going to push it into my eye. Now, the thing I've noticed is that when it stings is if it comes into contact with your eyeball, and that's where if you stamp it towards the outer part of your waterline, so if I'm pushing it sort of more towards the lashes there, then it's fine, but actually there it's just the brush has got in contact with my eyeball, it just has slightly stung a little bit and makes my eye water ever so slightly. But I haven't had the same level of stinging that a lot of people have had. The other thing it says to do is to let it dry for 15 seconds and don't blink. Don't blink for 15 seconds. I'm not sure that's even possible, but I certainly haven't tried that. Let's see. You can see that my eye's watering there. Okay, let me see. 15 seconds. Okay, that was 15 seconds there. Sorry if I was out of focus. I don't really like holding my eye open for that long. I haven't done that in the past, so we'll see how we go. We'll make sure we follow the instructions exactly, but it does say to not blink for 15 seconds to allow it to dry and sort of hold fully onto your eye. So I shall quickly do the other eye. Oh, I can feel my eye watering there. It has been 1.5 hours, so I'm here to show you what's happened. I've just been filming and I kept reaching for the cotton bud, and I was like, no, don't do it. It's just a habit of mine to, you know, constantly make sure there's nothing in the middle of my eyes. But I was like, you know what? If you end up filming with gunk in the middle of your eyes, it's all, take one for the team, you know, take it for the experiment. So let's see what's going on. So from what I can see, it doesn't look too bad. I think I've still got most of the waterline liner on my upper waterline, so that's good. There doesn't seem to be anything under my eyes other than, I wonder, is that a little bit there maybe, and is that a little bit there? Just a little bit. There was a little bit on the underneath there. I don't think there's too much in the middle there. There is a tiny bit, but nothing like I've got from other eyeliners that I've used in my waterline. It would normally be quite obvious, and nothing like what I've seen on other review videos, to be fair. So let's have a look at the bottom. Yeah, I would say that is pretty clear. Okay guys, so this is now 6 hours later, and you can see that nothing has changed. I haven't touched my eyes at all, and I don't see anything under my eyes. I don't see anything in the corner of my eyes at all. I'm pointing with my cotton bud. I'm not doing anything. I haven't done anything with this cotton bud. I don't see anything at all in the corner of my eyes. So I think after that initial little bit, you know, where I took it away, there's been nothing else. And I think there's not very much left on the inner part, you know, near my eyeball, but that would be to be expected. There's more on this side actually. I think you can actually see like that. But on this side, although there isn't any by my eyeball, there's still quite a lot on the outside of it. Can you even see? You know, on my tight line, I would say that there's more liner on, I suppose, as she advertises it, on the lash line than on the waterline. Okay, today I'm going to put it on the upper and lower waterline because that is when on me it normally gathers in the inner corner, and obviously with being on the bottom waterline, that's when it's most likely to smudge underneath the eye. So this is the biggest test, I guess. So let's get it on. Okay, that's both eyes done. I shall pop back in an hour or so and see how. Okay, you guys, this is a little bit over an hour later, probably about an hour and a half, and things are looking pretty good, I think. Let's have a look at the waterline. So you can see that the colour is still attached completely to my waterline. It's still completely attached, and there is hardly any in the inner part. I can see the tiniest amount in there. Can you see? But it's nothing like what I would normally get. Okay, you guys, it is the end of the day. So I have had this eyeliner on for, let's see, I put it on about 7 AM and it is now 6 PM. So I've had it on for nearly 12 hours. It's quite good how it's worked out because today's been a really sunny day and my allergies have been really bad. I've been out walking Watson a couple of times, and so because my allergies have been really bad, my eyes have been watering. And when my eyes are relaxed like that, you can't see the effect, but look at the effect. It's taken a lot of my eye makeup off. So you can see there, it's literally taken all my eye makeup off. So my eyes have been watering really, really badly. Now, I haven't touched my eyes at all since I last showed you the state of my eyeliner. You can see there's none gathered in the corner there. There is a little bit gathered in the corner there. I think if I use my eyeliner, my cotton bud, there is the tiniest amount there. But I have to say, I am super impressed how little there is under my eyes, because I've been dabbing with a tissue at the outer corner. So here is where, you know, my eyes water and I press it in here. But I haven't been dabbing. I've been making sure to not dab under my eyes because I wanted to see the result. Yet the eyeshadow that I put under my eye seems to have sort of disappeared. But the liner on this eye, it looks like it's still, there's still actually a lot on my waterline, and on this eye there's still a bit on my waterline, but it seems to have mostly moved towards my actual lash. So I've got quite a few thoughts on this, and I have to say I really like it, but I think that there is only one way to get it to work, to get it to stay on your lash line, and that is if you hold your waterline or lash line. I suppose the waterline and lash line are two different things. The waterline is actually the coloured bit that you can see, whereas the lash line would be actually where your lashes are, join your eye. And although this is called a lash liner, we all know that it's really meant, and you can see from her demo, it's really meant from your waterline. But I think that she probably couldn't call it a waterline liner because you're not actually supposed to put makeup on that waterline. That waterline is there, as the name would suggest, to produce water to clear your eyes of any, you know, debris. And so it's there for a reason. You're not really supposed to put makeup on it. So I guess what I would say was put it, I know I've gone off on a tangent, but put it towards the outside of your eye. That's going to be more healthy for a start. That's better for your eyes, is put it more towards your lashes than trying to get it stamped right onto your waterline. But what I was going to say is I think the only way to really get this to work is to stamp it on. Firstly, you can't just wipe it on, it won't work. To do it holding your eye open like so, or like so, you know, depending if it's upper or lower. And once you've done it, you need to hold it for the 15 seconds for it to dry. For me, I've used it several times since those videos, and there is a world of difference between if you put it on and then just leave it, or you put it on and you literally just hold it and count the 15 seconds. It dries down, and you're holding it away from your eyeball, so it's not getting moisture mixed in with this, and that's what seems to make it stay solidly. And I don't remember in the videos that I watched that people necessarily did that. I don't know that they necessarily held their eyes open waiting for it to dry. They might have just sort of opened their eyes a bit wider, or I don't even remember them doing it, to be honest. If you do that, it will last all day. But in the first half an hour to an hour, I do think I had a little bit gathering on the inner corner, and that's happened quite a few times. And so again, it will work if you are prepared, maybe within the first half an hour or hour, to just go in and do this, you know, just to get rid of that little inner bit if you want it really perfect. For the stinging, the very first time I used it, it didn't sting at all. The second time I used it, I was like, oh, that stung, but it doesn't feel like, how can I explain it? It stings, but it's literally for a millisecond and then it's gone, because your eye just quickly waters and takes it away, and you can see what happens. You know how I was saying that I think it's better that you put it towards your lash line, so put it nearer, aim for your lashes, for the bottom of your lashes, rather than trying to stamp on the actual rim of your eye. Because if you're trying to aim for the rim of your eye, it's when it hits your eyeball, when that little brush hits your eyeball and the liquid mixes with the water, that's when it stings, when you're actually getting this in your eye. And one other thing I would say is that I tried this with contact lenses. I did actually film it, but then there was no sound, and I filmed it another time and it was out of view. So I was just like, you know, I'm just going to tell them about it. So I tried it a couple of times with my contact lens in. I only wear one lens, I wear a mono lens. And it isn't great for contact lenses, but it's not impossible to wear. Again, what I found is if I want to use it on my upper waterline, if I hold it, let it dry, then there's no issue, or there's no issue most of the time. What I did have happen was I think I obviously hit my eyeball at some point, some of the liquid got in, and because it's liquid, it will have got under the contact lens, and it was stinging more than if I didn't have a contact lens in. It was stinging in one eye and not in the other, so I ended up having to take my contact lens out. That only happened once. I did then wear it quite a few times, just with the upper waterline, and it was absolutely fine. The couple of times I've tried it with upper and lower waterline, there's just too much going on there, I think, and it gets in the contact lens and you'll end up with sore eyes. So I would say that it's not contact lens friendly, but I don't think any waterline liner will work with contact lenses, because that's something I've tried and has happened with others. In fact, with pencils it's been worse, because there's tiny little bits kind of have ended up underneath my contact lens. And I remember we were on a walk once and I had to take my contact lens out, and Kev looked at it and he said, well, no wonder it's sore, look at the makeup underneath it. Now I suppose it could have been mascara, but I'm pretty sure it was because I'd put waterline liner in my eyes, and so I think that in general, anything you're putting inside your eyes, if you've got contact lens, is not going to work with them. Yeah, I hope that was useful to you, just to get maybe a different perspective, because like I said, most people are giving it negative reviews, and maybe you're still curious about it, and I think it's nice to know that it does work for somebody, you know, because normally I'm the one saying, no, that doesn't work for me. The amount of waterline liners that have been suggested to me over the years is ridiculous. And in fact, I'll link the two videos that I've done on waterline liners. I've done one on the best gel liner for the waterline, and the best pencil. The best pencil, I think the winner was a Dior one, and I think the best gel was the Makeup Geek one. And I did a whole video on those, testing them out. So I'll link those for you. But so I'll list all of my makeup and jewellery, etc. in the, I don't know what all these hands are for, in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.